On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you fall on the spectrum of being a good cook?
That's such a good question. I feel like we should answer it at the end of the sentence.
So I was really inspired by this really incredible film by Tourmaline called Happy Birthday, Marsha, to make an actual birthday cake. Hey guys, I'm DeVonn Francis, the founder and chef behind Yardy World, which is an event and production company based in New York.
Hi, I'm Tourmaline. I'm an artist and a filmmaker and one of the directors of Happy Birthday, Marsha.
The cake has a personality.
Absolutely.
In the film itself. From the color, the way that it ends up from one place to the next, I feel like it's all about shape and it's all about a moment. It's all about someone really wanting to be honored by their friends, but also taking the time to honor themselves. And I feel like cakes are sometimes the best way to do that.
So true. Me and Sasha Wurtzel, the other director, we really wanted the cake to be a character where it starts off, with Marsha making it, and then no one comes to the party. And then she takes it and she gets in her chariot and she takes it to Stonewall and she starts a revolution. And it happens because the cake drops on the floor. It's like that cake inspired a movement.
Are you ready to make this cake?
I am so ready to make this cake.
So we're gonna start really just easy, rudimentary.
Great.
We're gonna peel the carrots for the carrot cake with the peeler.
With the peeler. I love that.
And then you can just grate them onto the wooden board.
Okay.
I'm going to make this brown butter, then we'll start doing the whole thing.
Cool. Okay, let's do it. So where does this recipe come from?
I grew up cooking with my dad in his restaurant, and he would actually always buy these kind of like supermarket cakes and then resell them because he was like, I'm not baking, I'm tired.
I love that.
I'm not doing it. And so I always promised him that I would make a cake that would like rival all of those like economy cakes.
Yes. My dad worked at a fast food restaurant and I would visit him, and I think it really defined my idea of what food was.
Yeah.
And then I realized later in life that food is so much more than this processed or prepackaged interactions with food. Part of the reason why I love what you do is because you're really introducing so many people to the power and the history of food and how transformative it can be.
Yeah.
And that a cake is actually, pun intended, like it has so many layers. It has so much history and so much possibility.
For sure.
How would you grade me right now?
I would say right now, it's a 5 for effort.
Okay.
It's a 5 for effort.
I got a good effort.
The score is cumulative, so you're gonna start with the 5 and we're gonna add as we
I'm gonna
go.
work my way up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just going to prepare the batter. So we're just gonna mix these eggs until they get foamy.
Okay.
And then what we're gonna do is just prepare our dry ingredients in one bowl, whisk that together. Perfect. And you're a natural.
I am a natural.
You've clearly done this before.
Done it a couple times.
Did you lie to me when you said you had no experience? That's a yes. Make sure that all of the little lumps and bumps are kind of, out of it, no like clumpy, powderyness. And then, but you don't want to overmix, so we're just gonna turn this off. And then the next step is to incorporate our carrots that you work so hard on.
Yes, perfect.
Also, let me just say this carrot color story is fully,
yes.
it just is everything.
It's everything.
There's nothing like being able to like connect with your food through smell, through color, through taste. So then essentially all we have to do is transfer this to a cake pan. We have our oven preheated to 325 degrees.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let this bake, come together for about 25 minutes.
Perfect.
But in the meantime, we can just eat some snacks.
I love that for us.
My favorite thing about the film is the color. That pink room and the pink icing of the cake, and even like the coloration of like the lights on Marsha's flower crown and all those elements that make up the personality of not just the person that's being honored and remembered, but also the personality of the space is so cool.
Just like when we saw with making the batter, we saw what that color did. It lit up the room, right? Like I became so alive. I felt so alive looking at the color of the cake. To me in film, that's how I think about color. It's an extension of a character's aliveness, of becoming the fullest version of themselves.
Water's cool, deep and blue. That river keeps on glowing. glowing, shining light right back at you. So stay awake, my darlings. It's all we've got to do.
So the secret to this frosting is cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Lots and lots of butter.
Butter.
We have turmeric and powdered sugar. And so what we're gonna do is just add that final ooey gooey glossy coat to the cake.
Wow.
Do you wanna
Sure.
give it a spin?
I'll give it a literal spin. Okay, so.
Go off. And then what you're gonna do is, you're gonna go 45 degrees, 90 degrees.
90 degrees?
You're gonna go perpendicular to the base.
Look at that, yes.
Circle, exactly.
Wow.
This icing job is giving a 9.5. I'm just gonna say it out loud that you're killing it. You did it.
I'm gonna stop there. I don't want my grade to go down.
So I think it's time to just jump into building the rest of the cake.
I love
These
this.
tiers look gorgina.
They're so
We have
perfect.
all of these flowers. I'm gonna build a little flower crown around.
What's your favorite part about being a chef?
I would say that my favorite part about being a chef right now is using it as a means to connect with my grandparents.
Yeah.
They're from a very different generation, but what I've learned from them is that hospitality is actually less so about getting everything right and like perfect flavors, but more so being generous and actually being abundant with the people around you. Sometimes I feel like people forget that food is about nourishment and kindness, and I think that those are actually like very radical gestures.
Absolutely. I think that that sense of sharing taps people into the idea that like we can live abundant lives. Right, there's no scarcity. We can like keep sharing and keep being generous.
Absolutely.
When you're with your community, when you're at a party, when you're like eating incredible cake, you're really getting kind of lost in the possibility and the pleasure of one another. And for people who don't feel necessarily we can take up space, a party for us is everything. Like Stonewall was a party that turned into a revolutionary act. Happy birthday, Marsha.
Happy birthday.
Should we just try a little bit?
I think we should just take a little bit.
Just a tiny?
Yeah, just like on the side.
Wow. Cheers to us for making it.